What's up, everybody? Mike Ham here with another episode of Greetings from the Garden State. We are here in Jefferson, New Jersey at the Jefferson Diner with Nick and Jimmy Seretis. Guys, welcome to the show.
Hey, nice to be here, Mike.
Appreciate it. It's good to have you. Saying what's up to customers.
Take care.
This is the community side. We're going to get to that in a little bit, but that's part of the community for sure. Absolutely. Just like connection with the people that come in here. So I'm very excited. Like I was telling Nick before, I've basically been coming to the Jefferson Diner since I was like 14 years old. I'm 31 now, so like 17, 18 years, which is a long time.
Good math.
Yeah, right? He had to do it for me at the beginning.
Well, it takes him a few tries.
Yeah, well, we don't do math on this show. So
I think I was like 3 years old back then.
Yeah, right. All right, so great. So I want to kind of get, for the people that maybe don't know you guys, we're going to kind of do like a little quick background, kind of, are you from New Jersey? Are you from someplace else? Kind of how long you've been here, all that kind of stuff.
Age before beauty.
All right, yeah. Nick Seretis, my brother Jimmy. Yeah, we're both from New Jersey, both born and raised in Dover, New Jersey.
Okay.
Our parents are immigrants from Greece. And, you know, our father had a little place back in the late 50s in Dover, right above Dover Lanes. It was a luncheonette. He went back to Greece, married our mother, brought her back, then she had us. And we kind of grew up in this business since a very young age. They would just take us. They had no babysitter.
Yeah, right.
We had nowhere to go. So
yeah.
They'd leave us in a room or something, and we'd watch everything. We'd see what goes on. This is all we really knew.
Yeah.
Growing up.
And this spot, or this spot was in Dover?
This was down in Dover.
Okay.
They moved from there. They got a luncheonette maybe a block away. It was called Pete's Luncheonette because our father's name is Pete.
Yep.
And, you know, we were down there all the time, every day. Little kids. And then, you know, the customers would take us for walks. They take us to their businesses because Dover was very vibrant.
Yeah.
It had 10 shoe stores, 10 furniture shops, you know,
right.
Clothing stores. It was a very vibrant town. And the customers were my father's friends.
Yeah.
And they would just take us into their shops. We'd play in there a little bit, you know, and bring us back.
Yeah, I love that. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's great. Like I think that's so cool because it just like that's kind of the vibe I would like to kind of get for this show is just like it's like a fabric of the community type of thing, and just kind of like what we were just talking about when those guys were leaving and when we first started the episode, it kind of seemed like that's a similar type of vibe that you guys try to bring here, right?
So we try to make it feel like we try to make it feel like it's your living room, it's your home.
Yeah,
you know?
Yeah, absolutely. Did you have anything else to add there, Jimmy?
Well, we're talking about, you know, the community down in Dover. We're trying to kind of do what our parents did down there.
Yeah,
you know, and grow with the community and support them, and in turn they support you.
Right.
And so we've been trying to do that up here, you know, supporting local, you know, softball teams, hockey teams, soccer teams, football teams. You know, they have a game and then they come here afterwards and support us.
Yeah.
And it's not always about the money. It's a good feeling.
Yeah.
To have the community support you.
Exactly.
And to see everybody wearing the same shirt.
Yeah.
Whether it's Jefferson Falcons or whether it's, you know, Sparta High School or Roxbury High School, Randolph High School.
Yeah.
They'll come in, and because we support them, they support us.
Exactly.
It's just a beautiful thing.
Yeah, I love that.
And that's one of the things that makes us go.
Yeah, for sure.
It drives our engine.
Yeah.
I'll tell you a quick funny story. We were big Yankee fans growing up.
I could tell from the wall. If this wasn't a dead giveaway, there's a huge Yankee wall over here.
Yeah.
We don't have any more walls to put stuff, but we have so many things.
Our father had no way of getting us to a Yankee game. He always worked. And we didn't even have the money to go. And there was a shop around the corner, a guy named Ruby Sanders, just passed away in his late 90s. And his wife, Cindy. They had a place called Lad and Lassie. It was a kids' clothing store, which my mother would take us to. Our mother would take us to. We would shop there. He took us to our first 2 Yankee games. He wouldn't take a penny from our father. And he treated us to hot dogs and whatever we wanted there. You know, we were
it was great.
Yeah,
it was great.
And we got to see the Yankees in the late 70s, the championship teams.
Right.
We saw Thurman Munson play and all the.
We saw Thurman Munson play right field.
Oh, you really?
I think it was probably one of the only games he's ever played anything.
His knees hurt.
Yeah.
His knees hurt. He couldn't catch. Right. He was right in front of us.
Yeah.
But those are great memories. So we had season tickets to the Yankees with the old stadium before they built a new stadium, and we had more time on our hands before we did all this.
Yeah.
So there was a young kid that would come in here with his parents all the time, big Yankee fan, never went to the stadium. My brother and I took him.
Yeah.
Just to, you know, pay it forward.
Right.
You know.
Yeah, I love that. So let's talk a little bit more about like the diner. So how long has the diner been here?
We've been here all together. I'm thinking 37 years, right?
Wow.
30's going on 38.
August 1st, 1985.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome. And then, I think you were telling me a little bit before, so this people that are watching on YouTube can kind of see the space, like a little bit of the space.
It's
this
evolved.
space right here.
The whole space
it's certainly evolved. Yeah.
We started off with, 40 seats, maybe about 10 tables,
Right.
and now you just take your camera and go around. You look at it, and we have the tavern next door. We've expanded, I don't know how many times.
Yeah.
We got a little patio outside. During COVID, we had a tent.
Yep.
And
I remember
the servers
driving by,
were going
seeing
out
the
under
tent.
the tent. People would see it. It looked like a circus tent, really.
Yeah, it did.
But you know what? It attracted
the
people.
flags and stuff on top.
It attracted people.
Yeah.
Now we're going to try to do like a outdoor Four Seasons room with glass.
Yeah.
Give it kind of a nice atmosphere so we don't have a circus tent out there.
Yeah, taking up parking, I'm sure, right?
It does take up parking.
It does take up parking. But so that's awesome. So then, kind of I think it's really cool because kind of watching the place, expand and do all those kinds of things is really cool to see. So maybe take me through when you guys first started, did you ever kind of foresee that it was going to get to maybe this level and even beyond that moving forward into the future?
I don't think neither one of us foresaw it was going to get this big.
Yeah.
We ended up when we opened up, it was a luncheonette. We made it into a diner.
Right.
We expanded outwards. We expanded this way. Then we expanded again. We ended up buying the strip mall.
Yep.
We ended up buying the bagel building. We ended up buying some properties up the road. Now we recently purchased the bank over there. So we've done really well. We've been very fortunate and very lucky.
Yeah.
That we are in a good town.
Right.
We have great loyal customers.
Yeah.
Our parents raised us the right way and taught us a lot about the business.
Yeah.
And we try to pay it forward to our staff and the people that come in the door.
Yeah.
We treat everybody the same way with respect.
Right. Absolutely. And so what I also think is cool is
we've never thought we'd get to this point.
Oh, right. Yeah. I mean, so I think anytime you start something, especially coming from the background like you guys have, it's all right, we got a luncheonette, that's cool. And then you get a chance to expand, and it's even better. You're holy shit, this is amazing.
It's the classic American dream story.
Yeah.
We've lived it.
Right.
We started, like I said, we were hanging out in this type of business all the time.
Yeah.
We only spoke Greek until we went to school.
Right.
We didn't even know we were in America. My parents just spoke Greek, so we only spoke Greek.
Yeah.
And again, we've evolved and just we never thought it would expand to this.
Yeah.
But we just kept pushing one day at a time, and then opportunities would come up, and we'd take them.
We grinded.
Right.
You grind through it, and you have people. Some people want to see you fail.
Yeah.
Right. There's always those one or two haters out there out of the thousands of people that we know.
Yeah.
We never want to see anybody fail.
Yeah.
When we drive by restaurants or even any type of business and we see a lot of cars or we see they're busy, we see them expanding.
Right.
We love it.
Yeah.
Because we know that American dream is still alive.
Right.
And if we experienced it and lived it, we want other people to experience it and live it.
Exactly.
And it's all within your means to do.
Yeah.
You just have to have the drive.
Yeah.
And just that little edge. If you have that little edge,
right,
that little stepping stone, or a little bit of help, or even create your own stepping stone, it's all it takes.
Absolutely. Yeah, I totally agree with that. And I think I've seen that over the course of the lifespan of this show, talking to people that have similar stories to what you guys have, doing different things and different types of businesses and all that kind of stuff. And you see it, and you're just people that have that New Jersey kind of attitude kind of thing.
Right.
You work hard, you're tough, you make things happen, that kind of thing.
You have those common denominators.
Exactly. And that's what I love about this show, because you get to hear stories like that. But if people are somehow unaware of the Jefferson Diner, I think for how many years has Jefferson Diner been the number one diner in Morris and Sussex County?
We've had, those are some local newspapers, New Jersey newspapers.
Right.
They voted us number one. And I'm going to say, I got to look at my sign, but I'm thinking about 7 or 8 times.
Yeah, that's awesome.
It's been a lot of years, and this isn't something...
we've been number 2, and we've been number 3.
Sure,
but
right. That's still pretty good. Yeah, right.
As long as we're good at most of the things we do, we're happy. You can't be perfect at everything.
Yeah.
And you can't be great at everything. Maybe you're great or really good on a few things.
Yeah.
But you're good all the way around.
Exactly.
Consistent.
Yeah.
And we make mistakes, and and it goes on social media, but you have to do your best to take care of the situation.
Yeah.
And just explain that you're human.
Yeah, right.
Make mistakes.
Yeah.
It's going to happen.
It's how do you take care of it? How do you bounce back from it?
Right.
Do you offer them a free meal? Do you give them a gift card? Do bring them back in. You apologize to them nicely on
sure.
social media.
Right.
You know,
everybody
I've
has to deal with that kind of
I've
stuff.
personally delivered food to people's houses.
Right.
You know, I have 3-4 delivery guys.
Yeah.
But I'll take it myself if somebody's had a delivery problem.
Right.
And I got to tell you, these people have been customers for life because I did something like that.
Exactly.
And they appreciate it.
Right.
And it goes a
100%.
long ways to have that personal touch.
Yeah, definitely. Do you have anything?
You know, we take care of our mistakes. If it's a legitimate mistake, obviously. You always have the professionals that come in who are looking for freebies, looking for gift cards on the way out.
Right. Yeah, I'll be getting
We
mine
sniff those out.
I'll be getting mine on the walkout.
We've been doing this for a long time. We sniff those out.
We can sniff them out. Our staff can sniff them out. My kids who work here can sniff them out.
Yeah.
You know, and those are the people you really... They disrupt.
Try to just be respectful to them.
Be respectful, but when it gets to a point where they disrupt the customers around them.
Sure.
Yeah, that's
and
just
the customers around them can see through and they say, "Listen, dude,
so.
you know, knock it off."
We
dude.
usually stop it.
Right.
I say, "Listen, you got to leave. You're not getting a freebie, and you're not getting a gift card because I'm just encouraging you to go do this somewhere else."
Exactly.
And they do it. You know.
Yeah.
There's only maybe.
There's only a handful.
You get 8,000 or 10,000 people a week to go through these doors,
and they do it at other places.
And that's a conservative number. You get
but all in all, we have good customers.
Less than a handful a week.
Yeah,
you know.
yeah, definitely. Awesome. So what we're going to do, we're going to take our first break of this episode. This is a great first segment. We're going to come right back. So we are here in Jefferson, New Jersey, the Jefferson Diner with Nick and Jimmy Seretis. I'm Mike Ham. This is the Greetings from the Garden State podcast. We'll be right back. It is time for Today in New Jersey History. Melissa Gorga was born on March 21st, 1979, and raised in Toms River, New Jersey. She's best known for being the cast of Bravo's The Real Housewives of New Jersey. And that is Today in New Jersey History. All right, we're back. This is segment 2 of our episode with the Jefferson Diner in Jefferson, New Jersey with Nick and Jimmy Seretis. I'm Mike Ham, Greetings from the Garden State podcast. Obviously, you know that's why you're here. So, guys, in the first segment, we got a good view of like what your background is, kind of where you come from, the starts and all that of the Jefferson Diner itself, the success that it's seen over its, what'd you say, 37 years?
We're going on 38. I think,
38
right?
years.
Going on our 38th.
Yeah. So in our second segment, we always like to do something where we kind of take it through the eyes of a customer walking in the door. So there's like a lot of different things that go on here because, like we said, we have the tavern, we got the diner. So there's a lot that someone can experience coming in here. So like I was asking you before we started recording this segment about like the neon lights outside because like you're driving up Route 15 here and there's basically nothing, and then all of a sudden it just like appears like this oasis out of thin air. So talk to me about like that, like maybe some of the things that people can, like the visual stuff that people can see when they walk in the door here.
Well, in this part of the state, I think, and because we were going to Wildwood from little kids, our parents would take us to Wildwood, Atlantic City, and this and that. We did see a lot of retro neon diners in Wildwood, which is also the doo-wop capital of the world. That's where doo-wop started. That's where Chubby Checker and Chuck Berry had their beginnings.
Yeah.
And it's still very doo-wop down there. And Jimmy and I loved the look. We loved everything. So when we started out here, we wanted to introduce neon into the North Jersey diners.
Right.
And again, our colleagues, a lot of diner people who we know everybody we're friends with, old timers, Greeks.
Why are you putting neon on there?
Yeah.
Why are you putting those lights up?
Yeah.
Why you got TVs in your diner?
Right.
TVs is another thing.
Yeah.
We put TVs in. Why do you have TVs? That people are never going to leave. They're going to sit there all day.
Right.
They're going to leave. They're not going to hang out here all day. The idea is if somebody comes in alone, they don't feel alone.
Right.
They have something to watch. They have something to do.
There's noise. There's action.
Yeah.
It's busy.
Yeah.
You have a lot of busy things to look at.
Yeah.
A diner needs to be wide open, a lot of windows, big windows. You need to see action. You need to see traffic. It has to be fast moving.
And inviting.
Right.
A restaurant has to be intimate.
Yeah.
Hence the diner.
Yeah.
Less windows, darker. Not so much action because you want to relax. But in the diner, you want to be in and out.
In the tavern.
In the tavern.
Yeah.
So you want to be in and out. You want to see TVs. You want to see action.
Right.
There might be a game on.
Yeah.
Maybe you and your wife want to go out, but the game is on.
Yeah.
She wants to go out and you want to watch the game. Now you can still go out and watch the game.
Right.
And not only that, we're here a lot of hours, my brother and I.
Yeah, but I mean, to answer your question, like, what are they going to expect when they come in? They're going to expect a 50 Retros diner, with modern food, happy faces, a family that works together happy, and a staff that works together happy.
Yeah.
We're one big. I mean, it's a cliche, but we're one big happy family
Sure.
in here.
Right.
You know, if one of our staff members is sick or something and they're home,
Yeah.
you get 20, 30 text messages from everybody. How
Exactly.
you doing? How you feeling?
Right.
When you coming back?
Yeah.
It's a big family in
Yeah.
here. And we like that, and our customers like that. They see that.
Right.
The customers see that.
Yeah.
But they also see that we try to stay fresh. You know, when they're walking in the door, they're going to see something different. They're going to see something new. We were one of the first diners to introduce sliders. No diner ever served a slider
Yeah.
before.
Yeah.
You know, again, some relatives, some friends, what's a slider? You know, we had to explain to them and show
Right.
it to them what a slider was.
Yeah.
We put in our computer system. How long ago did we do that? 30 years
Our
ago?
POS system, again, one of the first diners to actually put a POS system in where you're not writing it by hand and giving the customer a receipt that nobody can read.
Again, we got criticized. Why are you putting that in there?
Yeah.
You know, we're used to handwriting everything down.
And I'm going to tell you why we put it in.
Yeah.
Because
Manage better.
when
Right.
we cooked in the kitchen, every waitress had different handwriting. You couldn't read half the stuff they were giving you.
Like a Taylor ham, egg, and sorry to interrupt, like a Taylor ham, egg, and cheese would be THECH, Taylor ham, egg, and cheese.
Yeah.
On the bottom of it, HR for a hard roll.
Right.
SPK, salt, pepper, ketchup.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Exactly.
So try training somebody to look at that.
Yeah.
One server would just write Taylor, CH, H for a hard roll instead of HR.
Yeah.
It was hard to do business.
Too many
Exactly.
variables.
Introduced.
Right. Right.
But I can give you a list of foods that we are one of the first diners to put on our menu.
Yeah.
You're not going to believe some of the stuff. And I'll
Right.
give you the most popular thing that's very Greek, and that's a gyro.
Yeah.
Gyros.
I was blown away when you told me that. I just think that's like
There's
that's
gyro
crazy.
stands.
Right. Yeah, gyro stands, but I just because it's
But
stereotype
rarely would
with
you
like.
find them in diners back in the day.
Well, that's
didn't
what
find
I'm
them in any
saying.
diner.
Right. Yeah. It's so interesting to me.
And I called a food company, a Greek purveyor,
Yeah.
and I talked to them, and I says, which one of your diners are selling your product? They said, we've been selling to Greek markets in New York and to Greek stands, on the corner of properties and things like that, hot dog stands where they sell gyros. But no diners are doing it. And I go, we're going to do it.
Yeah.
You're going to send us pita bread, you're going to send us your meat, you're going to send us everything. Jumbo waffles.
Belgian waffles, sweet potato fries.
Sweet potato
Waffle
fries.
fries.
Waffle fries.
Curly fries.
Seasoned curly fries.
Yeah.
A half a pound certified Angus beef burger. Everybody
nice.
used to serve 4 ounces, 5 ounces.
Yeah.
We
said
convinced
no.
some of our uncles to do the 8 ounce.
Yeah.
It works.
Right.
Who are
Right.
also in the business.
Brioche buns.
Yep.
Ciabatta bread.
Yeah.
You know, just little things.
Right. Did that innovation stuff I'm sure when you started the tavern, that just gave you a whole new palette to kind of try different stuff too, right?
We tried a lot.
Yeah, I would imagine, right?
The sliders we tried in the tavern.
Okay.
We brought them over to the diner. Again, our menu dating back from the mid to late 80s. Other diners didn't have this menu.
Yeah.
People would criticize us, our colleagues.
Yeah.
They were older Greek immigrants.
Sure.
And it's okay because, they remind us of our fathers.
Right, and that's how we learned too.
Why
Yeah,
you doing
yeah.
this?
Watched and we learned. And
Right.
And they were saying, why you doing this? Because they didn't want to do it. They didn't want to have to expand their menu.
Right.
But we wanted to grow the business and give people fresh, new ideas.
Yeah.
And I believe with the menu that we created, almost everybody copied.
Yeah.
A lot of people copied, and a lot of people actually called us up and said, we like your menu. Do you mind if we copy a few things off of it?
Yeah.
And we think alike. And when I told him, he said that would be my exact same answer.
Right.
I tell them, you know what? It's an honor for you to actually call me up and ask if we can copy something.
Right. Yeah.
Now you probably eat around all over the place.
Oh, yeah.
How many diners do you know that serve a real brick oven pizza?
Not many.
We serve it.
We serve a brick oven pizza.
Right. Yeah.
And we can serve them all day long.
Yep.
And we could do 18-inch pies. We could do bar pies. We do garlic knots fresh.
Yeah.
Right in the oven.
Are you guys 24 hours? Is it a 24-hour diner?
We used to be in the
Used to
beginning.
be.
We stopped.
We did like
Yeah.
a year and a half.
Right.
And it was
can't
just
get
too much.
staff.
It is-
It's
it
already
is a lot.
staffed.
You can't get staff to work overnight. Nobody
Right.
wants to stay and work. And then
Yeah.
we get stuck staying.
Yeah.
And
who
that's
wants
no
that?
life.
Right. Exactly.
We're here enough hours as it is.
Yeah. Yeah.
And at 3, 4 o'clock in the morning, 5 o'clock, you don't get the customers you want to really.
Yeah.
Plus, you need time to spend with your families.
Exactly.
Too, between
Right.
the two of us,
The
we have
balance.
6 kids.
Yeah, exactly.
And,
like you said, it's a family
it's
business.
a family business.
And
you got to balance the two.
Right, with your family.
Right.
That's definitely a really important thing.
You got to have time for your family. You got to be able to go away. You got to have balance in life. If
Yeah.
this is your life,
Right.
you got a problem.
Yeah.
And that's why when you do it together, when you have a partner, you can actually have a life outside of the Jefferson Diner.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is important, healthy-wise, mentally, emotionally. You need that.
Right.
Or you can't move forward here. And when you come back refreshed and rested from a vacation, you can offer more to the business.
Exactly. Yeah. Like you're filling your cup back up.
Right.
As
You don't
opposed to
see
emptying
things that,
it.
you might go out to dinner, you might see something different.
Yeah.
And you incorporate it into your business, or maybe a variation of it.
Yeah.
People learn from us, but we learn from others too.
Of course.
There's things that we pick up from other places as well.
Yeah.
To give them credit.
Right.
Right. It's not just all coming from us.
Yeah.
I told you what we did.
Yeah.
But there's other things,
Exactly. So the other thing I would ask, like, because we talk about some of like the innovative things that you guys have been doing, but obviously, like, because this is such a staple of just this community and even like surrounding communities, like all the way up through Sussex County, Morris County as well. Talk to me about like the staples of the menu that when people come in here, it's like, we know we're going to serve like X number of whatever that dish is. Like, what are the things that people just like hammer? Like, they love it here.
Well, we've been known, when my parents had it as a luncheonette, it used to be called Lakeside Luncheonette. And there was about 15 tables, and they expanded to like 20 tables. And the thing it was known for was breakfast and lunch.
Yeah.
Mostly breakfast. Hash and eggs. Omelets, big omelets, the French toast, the pancakes, homemade oatmeal.
Yeah.
That was how we started. And then my parents ended up opening up for dinner.
Okay.
And they introduced stuffed flounder to the area, staples, chicken francese to the area.
Right.
Things that, Jefferson Township really didn't experience 38 years ago.
I would imagine not,
So, to answer your question, when people come in, what do they expect? They expect it to be family made.
Yep.
My nephew is our head chef, and he learned from us and my mother and my father and my grandmother.
Yep.
Because it just passes down, recipes pass down from generation to generation.
Right.
So they could expect it's going to be family recipe, family cooked, family owned. The staff is close. They're going to get attention. And if there's an issue or a problem, we're going to take care of it.
Yeah.
We're going to do our best to take care of it.
Of course, right.
And they're going to have a consistent menu, new specials every week.
Yeah.
They're going to have 24 beers on draft, on tap.
Yeah.
And they can order pretty much anything under the sun.
Yeah.
We've been on multiple TV shows for different types of dishes. One was a moussaka dish. It's a staple in Greece, Greek moussaka. We were on the Food Network for that. We were also on the Food Network for lobster bisque soup.
Okay.
And we were also on a different Food Network show for breakfast skillets.
Yeah.
We made beautiful breakfast skillets.
Yep.
That was on Wrapped, I believe.
Okay.
The other shows were on Diners, Drive-Ins, and Dives.
Yep.
And that really, that propelled us. That show propelled us.
Yeah, for sure.
And Guy was just tremendous. He was amazing, classy, and professional.
Yeah.
And their whole crew was professional.
Right.
From David Page, production, all the way down to their photographers.
Yeah.
And everybody else. They were just it was an amazing experience.
Yeah.
Speaking of, we've been on multiple shows. My brother was a judge on Spike TV for one of the food shows.
Oh, yeah?
A show called Frankenfood with Tony Luke Jr.
Okay.
Who was a really fun guy, by the way.
Chef Josh Capone, who's skyrocketed in the business.
Yeah.
Josh Capone is an amazing chef. He's on a lot of shows. He's on Bar Rescue. He's on a lot of great shows.
Yeah.
And a really good guy.
Yeah.
We've been on TLC Network.
Okay.
Trini and Susanna did a makeover on one of our servers.
Yep.
We did the makeover right in here in the diner, right on the counter.
Yeah.
And they made her over right there with a crowd of about 150 people.
That's awesome. I love that.
And it was just incredible. They ended up paying for the girl's wardrobe.
Yeah.
They bought a diamond ring for the husband to get engaged for her.
They paid for her wedding.
And they paid for her wedding at the Madison Hotel, which we attended.
That
was all on TV, which was a beautiful episode.
Yeah.
And we're always on the news, channel 4, 5, 7,
just crushing it.
Channel 12,
right.
Podcasts, radio shows.
Yeah.
And we really enjoy it. We enjoy doing what we do.
Yeah.
It's to a point where we look forward to coming in and coming in because you don't know what to expect.
Exactly.
You just don't know what to expect the next day.
That's like what
anybody can pop in.
Right.
We have actors and famous people and governors, senators.
Yep.
They pop in all the time.
Yeah.
Professional athletes.
Yeah.
You don't know what's going to happen.
Right, and that's what we were talking about. I think in the first segment, maybe about like how, like maybe it was even earlier in this segment, like how they're just like there's an energy, like things are moving, like things are happening, because everybody's been to a diner wherever you go.
Faster than you can imagine.
Exactly. Everybody's been to that diner where like you go and it's just like, you know, like you get like the crotchety waitress and she's just like, what do you want? And you just like tell her.
The
And then,
worst thing,
you know,
worst thing a server can say, look at you and say, what do you want?
Yeah.
What do you want? That is the worst thing. That really annoys me. And if we hear it here from the server, they're going to hear it from us.
Right.
You know, it's horrible.
I love that.
We do have some really fun people that come in.
Of course.
And we have fun employees too. We have some really good employees.
Yeah, right.
That customers come in and they just ask for them.
Yeah.
You know, they ask for the server.
Right.
And because they're entertained.
Exactly.
The server entertains them.
Yeah, and that's that's what keeps people coming back.
Going out is the number one thing for going out is your experience.
Right.
You know, and food is right there.
Yeah.
But you want the experience when you go out along with the food. They go hand in hand.
Of course.
It's a show. When you come here, you're watching a show. It's like you're part of the show. And you come here to see people, and you come here to be seen as well.
Yeah.
This is where people come, where family and friends come together.
Yep.
And our families up here visiting all day.
Together. That's our logo. Yeah.
I love that.
Our parents, our aunts and uncles, our cousins, everybody comes here to see us, and we hang out. We have family dinners here, and it really is a lot of fun.
Right.
And the guests see that.
Yeah.
And
it's a great environment.
They like it too.
It's a happy environment. It's a safe environment.
Yeah. I love that. Awesome. All right, so great second segment. So we're going to take our second last break of this episode. So we're here in Jefferson, New Jersey at the Jefferson Diner with Nick and Jimmy Seretis. I'm Mike Ham. This is the Greetings from the Garden State podcast. We'll be right back. It is time for New Jersey Fun Fact of the Day. Did you know that New Jersey has about 9,000 farms in the state? And even though there has been a reduction in farmland, the number of farms in the state is actually increasing. And that is your New Jersey Fun Fact of the Day. All right, we're back for our last segment of this episode of Greetings from the Garden State. I'm Mike Ham. We're here in Jefferson, New Jersey at the Jefferson Diner with Nick and Jimmy Seretis. So, guys, in the first segment, we talked about the background of you guys and the business. And then the second segment, we kind of learned what someone would come to expect when they walk in the door here. But our third segment, which we do for every episode, is try to tie it back into the community in some way. Because this is a New Jersey podcast, and we're learning about, like, you know, what goes on behind the scenes that makes the businesses that people frequent tick, you know? So first, I think we need a little refill on the coffees.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh, Jackie.
Oh, hey, Jackie.
How are you?
Yeah, oh, yes, please. Thank you.
Just a little bit.
Yeah. It's almost like you read our minds.
Thanks.
It's amazing.
It was amazing.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe it.
Like, how'd you know that? Like, you're just an absolute pro.
It's a natural.
Yeah.
Jackie knows.
How long
Love
have you
that.
been here, Jackie?
Too long? No. Almost
Hey, now.
14 years. now.
Wow, 14 years.
Yeah, they can't get rid of me.
Yeah.
We've tried.
Try many times.
We as a
Every
collective
year.
group, right.
It never works.
Pretty much.
She just,
Yeah.
instead of leaving, she just works more hours.
Yeah, right.
Not by choice. You guys know that, right?
Well, no.
That was your choice.
Yeah.
Thanks, Jackie.
Love that. Thank
Thanks.
you, Jackie. Awesome. So that was cool. So now I got a refill on the
There you
cup. So back to the community side of it. So we've touched on it in a lot of different ways, like how when people come in here, you want them to feel like they're in their living room, like it's a family business, it's a family atmosphere. Like it's not just you guys, but you have like sons and nephews and everything like that working on the business and all that kind of stuff. But let's dive even deeper into that. So maybe what are ways that you guys try to support the community of, you know, maybe it's Jefferson or even the surrounding communities beyond the walls of this business?
I'm sorry, I'm just looking over because my parents just came in. My parents are here.
That's fine.
It's Mom and Dad.
Hey, Mom and Dad, how are you? Yeah.
That's Pete and Donna.
Hi, Pete and Donna. How are you?
This is Mike.
I'm Mike.
Hi, nice to meet you.
They started this.
Yeah.
You know.
Awesome.
1985.
Yeah, amazing.
And Dad is 94 years old now.
Wow.
That's my middle son, Giorgio, right there, kissing
Yeah.
his grandma.
Yeah, right. This is not staged. Like they just,
No,
came
they
back.
just showed up.
That's amazing.
They come
Went next door for
in.
physical therapy and he just walked over.
Yeah. Amazing. I love it.
He's
So we, to answer your question, we've been trying to do what they did all those years.
Yeah.
When somebody comes in from the community and they need help, whether it's personal or whether it's for one of their groups,
Yeah.
or whether it's a fundraiser, or whether either party's running for office, we support all of them.
Sure.
We try to help,
Yeah.
and you see the return that we get on that personal touch, that investment we make in people and community.
Yeah.
They come back in.
Right.
You'll see fire chiefs come in, chiefs of polices, old chiefs, old mayors,
Yeah.
teachers, principals, students, and then 10, 15, 20 years down the road, the students are having families.
Exactly.
They come in and they bring up memories when they used to come in late at night with their friends.
Yeah.
And have shakes every night.
We're going to
or
be done in
burgers.
2 minutes.
Yeah.
Why don't you hang out a little bit?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. We're going to be done in a few minutes. Sit with us.
Couple minutes. Yeah.
Go
Yeah.
sit.
So we try to do that,
Keep 'em
and
here.
a lot of stuff is through donations,
Right.
fundraisers, and we do a lot with the community with
That's a better dinosaur.
drug awareness
Yep.
and suicide prevention.
Of course.
We just helped out recently for Maya's mission. for
Oh yeah.
suicide
Yeah.
awareness.
Absolutely.
And a few of my staff got trained on Narcan for drug abuse
Yep.
I do.
and heroin and that sort of thing. So
Right.
we do that every few months.
meeting you, Mike.
And they
Nice
bring-
meeting you too.
Bye, Ma.
Bye bye.
Bye. We'll see you later.
Bye. See you later.
Bye. So we do that.
Yeah.
And whatever the community needs,
Yeah.
if it's within our reach to
Sure.
help, we will do it.
Right.
And they know that, and they come to us.
Yeah. I think that's awesome.
And we want them to come to us.
Yeah, absolutely. Because that's what really goes into,
Right.
like you said, that's kind of like what
That's
you
what
want
makes
to
us
do.
tick. That's what
when,
drives us.
Right. When your parents started, like that was a very similar vibe. Like how you guys grew up, like with the community supporting you guys and going to the Yankee games and all that kind of stuff. So I think
Just
that's
following the blueprint. Yep.
exactly.
Yep.
And I think that, and then to me, like I'm a firm believer in like if you're someone that puts a lot of like good out into the world, like eventually good starts to
God
come back
gives
to
it back to you.
You know what I mean?
God
so it's
gives it
like
back to
you
you.
start to vibe with the people that you vibe with.
It's called karma.
Exactly.
And even somebody may not see it, but God's eye sees it. And you're paid back tenfold.
Yeah.
And you don't
We're
do
living
it.
proof.
You don't
Right.
do something just to get paid back so God could see it.
Of course, right.
You do it because it's the right thing to do.
Exactly.
One thing that we stress in here, if you get a person that comes in that's alone, an elderly person, a few years back, that person was coming in with somebody else.
Yeah.
And they lost that person.
Right.
Or that person is sick in the hospital or whatever. This person comes here to get out of the house,
Make
to
it a
see
special
other
day for them.
people.
Yeah.
You have to make it special for them. Not because you feel sorry for them, because
Right.
you want to make it special for them. It
Yeah.
makes you feel better. And we tell our staff, sit with the guests for a few minutes, talk
Talk
to
to
them.
them. Try
Yeah.
to learn their story, and if they don't want to tell you the story, that's fine.
Sure.
Also,
Yeah, sometimes
but a
people
lot of
need a
them,
little-
you'd be
yeah.
surprised
Right.
what these people
Yeah.
let out.
Yeah.
To release. It's
Right.
a day. It's
Just
a beautiful
dying
day
for somebody
them.
to talk to.
Dying for
Yeah.
somebody
And,
to talk
and,
to.
and
Yeah.
we appreciate it, and we respect it, and we listen.
Yeah.
When they leave here, you made their day.
Right.
And
Yeah.
that goes a long way.
Right.
And it comes back to us
Yeah.
in good ways too.
And it's like we were saying before, like, I mean, that's how people just keep coming back in the
Right.
door, right?
That's
Like you said,
right.
like, families bring in their kids and their kids have families and they're like, you know what we got to do? We got to go back to the Jefferson Diner because I remember when I was a kid and I got like an omelet or whatever with my dad and I'm going to take my son now too, like that kind of thing.
Right.
Like people have met their spouses here. People
Yeah.
have proposed in here to their spouses.
Right.
People
I've
meet
gone on
their-
a few dates in the tavern. Like they were fine. The food was great. Obviously, the
But
girls,
the dates weren't that
dates
good.
weren't that
Well,
great.
that happens too.
Right, exactly.
People meet their
Yeah.
boyfriend or girlfriend here.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I actually started screening his too. He's had quite a few.
But a guy.
This has been the best last segment of an episode we've done so far.
A guy came here with a picture of a dog, and the guy lived in Parsippany,
Yeah.
and he loved his dog so much that he came all the way out here to post the picture because another customer's walking in as this guy's posting his picture, and I'm helping him post it for
Yeah,
the dog.
right.
I saw that dog. He goes behind a dumpster, hanging around some shop in Parsippany. This
Yeah.
guy flew out of here so fast. Maybe an hour later, we get a phone call. It was his dog.
Come on.
He wanted
That's
to buy
amazing.
he wanted to buy the other customer lunch.
Yeah.
But that person had left. I didn't know who it was.
Right.
But it's just things that happen that make no sense. But it happened.
Yeah.
We have a lot of customers. A lot of the military eats in here from
Picatinny, right?
Picatinny
Yeah.
Arsenal.
Yep.
And a lot of the times, you may have 10, you may have 20 of them, you may have 50 of them.
Yeah.
You may have one or two.
Right.
But you'll have a customer, and they'll say, you know what, I want to take care of their meal.
Yeah.
Don't let them know who it's from.
Sure.
Just, do it anonymously.
Yeah.
And we love hearing that.
Right.
And we do, and we go up to them and tell them, thank you for your service. There's a customer that wants to take care of your meal. They're anonymous.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it's just a wonderful thing to
Right.
see.
That's so cool because
It's a beautiful human aspect
yeah,
of our business.
and I think that I think just the vibe that this place kind of radiates. Like we said, I've been coming for 17, 18 years, and I feel it when I come in here, and it's just like everybody, like you said, staff, you guys, the customers, like everybody's just like here having a good time. There's a lot of energy. There's a lot of stuff happening. You know what I mean? And I think that that's kind of like what ties into that kind kind of thing. Like people are just supportive of the community that they find themselves in. You know what I mean? Like people want that, like that feeling.
I think a business takes on the personality and the character
Yeah.
of the people in charge, of the ownership.
Yeah.
And we try to hire people as close to us as possible, personality-wise and character-wise. And
Sure.
sometimes you're a little off. It doesn't work out that way. You
Yeah,
hire
it
somebody.
doesn't always work out that way.
Sure. I mean, it's hard to find. Yeah.
Right now, help is hard to find. And
Right.
sometimes
More times than just once or twice.
the hardest thing in this business is to weed out the bad apples.
Sure. Right.
And to weed them out in a way where you're not going to go get trashed on social media
Yep.
with the local community, because most of them are locals.
Yeah.
And it does happen to us too.
Right.
You have to release somebody from, terminate them because it's just not working out.
Yeah.
And they'll tell you they're not going to have good things to say. But
Right.
That's always the worst day.
Yeah.
That comes
It's never
from
a good
them.
day.
It's
Yeah.
always the
That's,
worst.
Yeah.
that's on them.
And
It's
you
not
literally
that
get
we
upset.
did
Right.
wrong. We just could not mold them into what we need
Yeah.
to
Right.
keep this vibe that you're talking
Exactly.
about going.
Yeah. Because
And
that's the thing. Like you said, it starts at the top.
They can't see it.
Yeah.
They can't see it in their head.
Yeah.
They can't see what they're doing wrong. We can't teach them what they're doing wrong
Right.
because they don't want to know what they're
Or
doing.
they don't have it in them.
Yeah.
Or it's just not
right. Because people just come from different.
But we have a full
Right.
tree of apples right now.
Yeah.
And those apples are ripe.
Yeah.
We got good staff.
I love that.
We
Very
got
good staff.
One of
Yeah.
our best staffs.
Yeah. That's awesome.
I personally think I have the best staff, and I'm going to say a little further out than New Jersey, but let's just keep it in New Jersey.
Sure, yeah.
I have the best staff in New Jersey.
Yeah. That's awesome.
We got good people. Right
Yeah.
now we have good people.
Awesome stuff. All right, so if people want to maybe like check you guys out before actually coming in, let's hit them with maybe like social handles, website.
Yeah.
Like what are they?
Google, you can get us on Google.
Yep.
You can get us on Instagram. You can get us on Facebook. You
Yep.
can go on either JeffersonDiner.com or you can go on AmericasFavoriteDiner.com.
Okay.
And you'll
Nice.
find the Jefferson Diner.
That's
right
a good.
there.
That's a good domain to get. Yeah.
And you on our
We
website,
thought it was appropriate.
Yeah. Right. I mean, I agree.
You can go on YouTube.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, how many Google?
We've had 13.5 million Google page views on our cover page.
Wow.
And we have a few other pictures on there with 1 million.
Yeah.
And the other ones are in the hundreds of thousands.
Yeah.
I think last month, if you just look at Google, it was 159,000
Yeah, it's
or
crazy.
something close
Yeah.
to that.
Some crazy
Right.
number.
Which
Yeah.
is a lot of
And
views
we're proud of that.
for
Yeah.
a mom and pop business.
Right,
You know,
exactly.
It's a lot
We
of
still
views.
consider ourselves a mom and pop
Right.
business.
Yeah.
Because we're here.
Right.
If it was corporate or
Yeah.
if there were multiple locations,
Right.
we wouldn't be here.
Exactly. It would have been a lot harder to
This
pin
is
you
our
guys
only
down to do
location,
this.
and we're still here.
Yeah.
Could we have opened up another 10, 20, 30 places? Absolutely, we could have did it.
Right.
But
Yeah.
we chose just to focus on this.
Yeah.
And stay with our family, our local family of Jefferson Township.
Yeah, awesome. And then if people want to bypass Google and they're listening to this episode, they're like, I have to go right now. They're in the car. They're listening to the episode. What should they put in the GPS to get themselves here? Put you guys on the
Jefferson
spot.
I
Diner.
think just Jefferson Diner.
Yeah, right.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now there
It's
are
right off Route
Jefferson
15.
Diners.
Right on Route 15 North
Yeah.
and South. We're
Yeah.
right in the median.
Right.
The actual address is 5 Bowling Green
Bowling
Parkway.
Green, yeah, right, Bowling
Lake
Green Park.
Hopatcong, New Jersey.
Yep.
Lake Hopatcong is the largest lake in New Jersey.
Yep.
Part of Greenwood Lake is in New Jersey, and part of it is in New York State. But Lake Hopatcong is the largest lake in New Jersey.
Right.
And I believe it's the term is Land of the Rock. The local tribe that was here back in the day.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
And there is a lot of rock, believe me.
There is definitely a lot of rock.
But
yeah.
it's a beautiful lake. It's a beautiful community.
Yeah.
If anybody ever gets a chance to get on Lake Hopatcong, there's wonderful marinas. There's great restaurants.
Yep.
There's places where you can rent, jet skis. Bridge Marina has a lot of things you can do. Katz Marina has multiple locations, and it's just a vibrant community. They
Yeah.
have great trails that you can hike, and that's getting expanded soon. Thanks to Camp 6. Camp 6 is going to be expanding that. And it's just a wonderful community.
Yeah.
It's almost like a miniature version of Lake George.
Yep.
And it's growing constantly.
Right.
So if anybody wants to move in the area or do business in the area or come and eat in the area, you come to Lake Hopatcong, Jefferson
go wrong.
Township.
Yeah.
You cannot go wrong.
Can't go wrong.
Yeah, Jefferson Town is definitely very family oriented.
Yeah.
And you see the families
Good
that
school
come in.
system,
Exactly.
good teachers.
Right. Yeah.
Just good
Good
people
leadership.
overall.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah.
Good people overall.
Wonderful police department.
Yeah.
Fire department and the rescue squad is right down the road. They have
Right.
great people who
Yep.
we've become very close friends with throughout the years.
Of course.
And we feed off of each other. And, even like I said earlier in the episode, if somebody has a personal issue, you might get a text message.
Yeah.
And if you can help that person out, great.
Right.
It's a bonus.
Love it. Awesome. So this has been an amazing episode. I had no doubts. Like after our first phone call, when I reached out to you guys and was like, I want Jefferson Diner to be the first diner on Greetings from the Garden State.
Thank you.
We're honored for you to choose us.
Yeah, and I was like, this episode is going to rock. And if that last segment was any indication, like this episode obviously was awesome. So Nick, Jimmy, thank you guys so much for coming on with us today.
Thank you so much.
Really appreciate it.
Definitely a great job.
Absolutely.
Definitely.
Thank you.
Good luck with everything.
So again, for everybody listening, thank you again. For everybody listening, this has been the Greetings from the Garden State podcast from Jefferson, New Jersey at the Jefferson Diner. I'm Mike Ham. Thank you for listening, and we will catch you next time.